hate you.
Hi. Welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Yug.
I'm Matt.
Tonight we'll be talking about the launch of the Xbox 360 over in the States.
And the Xbox 360 launch.
And Microsoft's brand new console.
In case you hadn't noticed, there's kind of a theme to this particular podcast.
Yeah, we're very excited about...
The Revolution! No, wait.
No, wrong one. Well, no, definitely not. No, the 360 launching everywhere but here.
Well, it's not launching everywhere here yet.
Really?
Everywhere but here yet.
Everywhere but
it's
here.
launching staggered. They've got a staggered launch. It's not out in Europe yet. It launches in Europe early next month or late this month.
Why was it? Everyone was so excited because they're like, yes, Microsoft is releasing... I actually thought they were releasing a worldwide same...
No, that was the original kind of plan. The original kind of deal was it was going to be worldwide, simultaneous launch, same time everywhere. That ended up kind of being changed to more or less.
We'll do it as close as we can.
Yeah, except Australia, you can go.
Is it? Is it just us?
No, it's certain territories. Asia... Normally we get the stuff the same time as England because we're considered a PAL territory. We speak English, so we're basically considered England B.
But in this case, we're sort of
Asia Pacific, which means we get it at the same time as New Guinea.
This was that was the same. Wasn't that the same with the original Xbox though? We received it. We got it. It was released about the same time that it was released over in Japan.
I'm not sure.
Wasn't it?
I don't really remember.
I don't know.
But it might have had a quite delayed launch in Japan because...
Just curious, do we know when New Zealand gets it?
It's the same time as us.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be exactly the same. They're the same territory.
Well, the last Xbox, New Zealand actually... It wasn't launched in New Zealand for like half a year again.
Yeah, but they're in New Zealand.
They don't count.
They don't deserve anything.
That's true. Alright, so what have we got to talk about then? Because, I mean, we don't have one.
No, we don't have one.
Considering... getting one, maybe. I guess it's...
I've been considering importing one purely because it's going to be so long.
March is a long time away. I mean...
It is a long time away.
I actually thought, it'll probably be released in February or...
Well, we originally heard March, and it was March. But I started to hear rumours more recently that it was actually... that it was actually in January. Which would have been... I actually think would have been acceptable because they kind of went, the US first, then Europe, then Japan, then Australia. But it's like, the US, Europe, Japan, bug you. Ooh, Australia.
Alright, so all we really have to go off, to be honest, is all the stuff that we've...
Same stuff you've read.
Yeah. Pretty much. We're just going to be repeating it and just spewing it out.
And pretending that we were there.
Yeah. This game is fantastic. It's great, so people say.
Yeah, we've heard.
Alright, well, let's look at the lineup, all the games that have actually been released in the States so far. As you may have guessed, we probably can't comment that much about sports games. I would have thought.
We probably should shut up about any sports games.
Well, I mean...
Though, that being said, I did want to say... we really enjoyed FIFA 06 when we played it on the Xbox at Imagine, and I can't imagine it's crap on the 360 where it's got fancier graphics and everything. So,
well, no, it wouldn't be great. Hey, look, this is something else I actually found out, was that apparently at the 360 launch, not only are all the new games being released, but also a whole bunch of old games, which are being re-released with upgraded textures and graphics and stuff like that.
Really?
For the actual 360, yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Didn't you know that? Aren't you keeping up to date with all
It's
the latest
going to be one
events?
of those podcasts.
Every podcast is one of those podcasts.
Even when he's sober, he's still a bastard.
You just sit there and you sigh and you complain and I can't believe I have to put up with this. Can't believe you're such a cynical bastard.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so you're right. We can't really talk much about sports lineups. Because, to be honest, when I see reviews and stuff, I tend to skip on past the sports ones.
Yeah.
I have to say MotoGP 3 looks amazing, though.
On the 360?
On the 360 looks
really,
Is it
exactly
really
the same
good.
as the Xbox version, but with better graphics?
Pretty much, as far as I can tell, but a lot better graphics.
You've been playing MotoGP
I'm not
3.
that big a fan.
Yeah.
But I am a bit more convinced after talking to our friend Cuss the other day, because I ride motorbikes, and I know how to ride motorbikes, and I know what you can and can't do. And for a game that's supposed to be so realistic, I was a little stunned by how much it would let you get away with.
When was the last time you rode a motorbike?
It was a while ago. When was the last time you did?
It was probably 5 years ago on our property, and I stacked it and hurt myself. And I pretty much after that point said, no, I'll stick to 4 wheels.
Whatever. So yeah.
What were you talking about? MotoGP.
Yeah, it surprised me that for a game that was supposed to be so realistic, it wasn't. But apparently, when you get into the higher levels,
yeah, the higher levels, or is it
the more options that? No, it's not an option thing. It's as you get like up through the grades, it actually gets more realistic to the point where it's actually quite fussy.
I suppose that makes sense. I mean, sort of eases you in nicely to begin with. But anyway, the 360 version looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look impressive. It actually looks almost like a real.
Hey, another thing about that I've been sort of getting the impression is that the Xbox 360, you really need a high definition TV. And for a lot of games that have been reviewed that I've read up about, they actually say that this game looked amazing. It's so detailed and all this kind of thing. If you've got a high definition TV, if you don't, kind of looks just like a regular Xbox game.
Yeah, I've heard the same, but it has to look smoother, surely, or better, or fancier in some way.
I can believe that. I think that regular TVs, have sort of reached that level that they can't really go much further in terms of getting crisper or clearer.
There's not that much more detail, but at the same time they can sort of smooth out that detail. But I guess when you look at some of the better Xbox games, like things like Splinter Cell 3 and stuff like that, they're getting pretty detailed at that point, and they're pretty smooth, and they've got quite subtle effects to them.
But a lot of those subtle effects, like Splinter Cell 3, I played that on both the PC and the Xbox. You notice a lot more effects when you're playing on the PC.
Of course you do.
But that's what I mean. Of course you do.
Yeah.
It's the same game, and a lot of those effects are translated onto the Xbox quite well. But you can't see them as well because it's a normal TV. Yeah. It's a low resolution. Anyway, what other game? The game on the 360, of all the ones that are coming out, I know there's the usual, there's the Project Gotham Racing 3, which looks fantastic. I think that looks great.
Yeah, I think it does too, actually. Very impressive.
The one I'm actually most excited about, I wasn't really that, wow, this is great. I mean, there wasn't really, to me...
What game, for Christ's sake?
No, I'm leading up to this. Condemned.
Yeah, see, I actually read a video review.
You read a video review?
I did.
Wow.
Subtitled.
Did you close your eyes sort of thing? That makes no sense. Did you...
He's good looking, he doesn't have to be smart.
Did you put your hands over your ears? No, it doesn't make it.
Wow,
there was
nice comeback.
No,
I like the way you dragged that back, so it's now so cool.
That was going to be cool, I just can't remember how I was going to phrase that to actually be clever.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably should have thought before you spoke. But why start now?
This is a podcast, it's all live, you can't stop and think about it.
Yeah. I read the video review, as I was saying.
Yeah.
I saw a video review. I actually quite like video reviews because you get to actually see the game, see it run, which is cool.
I don't mind them.
But anyway...
No.
Oh, sorry.
I don't mind video reviews, it's just I don't really like listening to people talk about the game. For some reason, people that talk about video games sound like wankers.
Interesting. What a coincidence.
I'm serious. I can't stand listening to gamers talk about games on recordings and podcasts and videos and stuff. I think, you sound like a kind of a wanker.
Interesting.
I'm sure we do as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'd like to think maybe we're a little bit more casual, sort of thing. No?
Yeah. And I kind of know what you mean. The people who are reviewing those things, they're writers. they're not necessarily speakers.
Maybe it's because
they don't do that good a job of actually presenting their words.
Maybe it's because they take it so seriously as well. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're right. They tend to be a bit dry, I think.
Yeah, something about... Anyway, keep going. You were saying. You saw the video review.
Looked kind of boring.
Really?
The graphics look really good, but everything just looks kind of dark, and from the review that they kind of said there's really not much variety. There's some awesome stuff, but you'll see it all within the first 30 minutes, and you've still got the rest of the game to go, which is just more of the same. The combat is very simplistic. You have a block button and a hit button.
It still looks pretty violent, though, which I'm a fan of.
Violence is cool. Violence in a good game.
Yep.
But a game that's just violent doesn't become automatically good.
No.
Whatever.
No, I know what you mean. I remember Soldier of Fortune 2 came out. It was like, yes, you can now blow people's faces apart pixel by pixel. It's a shame the game is so crap.
Yeah.
But wow, that was great technology.
But yes, you can completely munch someone. Munch.
I still think Condemned looks cool, and it's what I was trying to say before. I had a lot of trouble getting that out. Was that for the original Xbox, it was like Halo. Halo sold the original Xbox. It was like
Condemned won't.
No, Condemned won't, but there's been no other game I've seen on the 360 which has been that sort of console seller.
I don't know, dude. Perfect Dark.
Where is Perfect Dark? It had this massive fanfare and sort of just fizzled away. Well, and it's just been on the back. It feels like what happened was big fanfare, that MTV 360 launch. Everyone's multiplayer, yeah, and then it just didn't appear. I mean, everyone was like, it kind of looks really. The frame rate looks really bad on that game when we saw it on the MTV thing. Do you remember that? You were saying that?
Yeah, it did.
And it did.
But have you seen it now?
I've seen screenshots and I've seen...
See video of it running now, man.
Yeah.
Because I watched a full video review of that as well. And there were a couple of things that really stood out for me. One, wow, shiny. Very shiny. There were a couple of things I really didn't like that I expected to be pointed out in the video review, but were actually not mentioned at all.
Just quickly, what did they give it a good review? Or?
Yeah, they said they gave it 9 out of 10.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, not
good,
not bad at all.
It's not bad, no.
I think that was the one they gave 9 out of 10. Anyway, people when they were shot seemed to fall really slowly, like the ragdoll. It had ragdoll physics, but it was like gravity was too low or something. It was weird.
They weren't falling down, clutching their stomachs where they were shot. So
they were doing that as well, but then they'd fall and they'd kind of drift to the ground. It was a bit strange.
Was it a 0G level or something like that, or no? You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I do hate him.
No, just go to sleep. Go on.
So anyway, the other thing that I didn't like was that they mentioned the AI and it having really good AI, but there was a bit in the video review where they were showing gameplay footage, and Joanna was standing there in front of a guy, reloading.
Yep.
And the guy was like running at her.
Was he?
He had a gun.
What did he do once he got there?
Nothing. He fell over dead because by that time she'd put the bullets in the gun. But AI, surely, at this point, should be smart enough to use gun to shoot person.
Maybe they were just playing on easy.
Maybe, but...
I do know what you mean. There's some games that really up the ante in terms of AI. I mean... But
even then, even the games
to the point where simple things like exactly what you said shouldn't be a problem.
Even games that have notably good AI... such as Halo, if you saw that level of intelligence in anything else, in real life, that would be a moron.
Okay.
So
anyway, the AI on Perfect Dark weren't happy with it. Looks dodgy. And the dying effects look dodgy.
Well, it wasn't... I'm not talking about dying effects, but I guess that's one way to put it. People just seemed to kind of float to the ground. It looked really strange, and it really stood out to me, and I was really surprised that they didn't...
Okay, but are you excited about Perfect Dark? Or
I'm willing to get excited about Perfect Dark. At the very least, I'm interested in it.
See, I'm interested as well. But what I'm trying to say is there's nothing that's really... there's no game that seems to be selling the Xbox 360.
No, but Cameo might do well as well.
Well,
saw another review of that, and they really raved about that one. They said it was
most of the reviews I read about it have said, yeah, it's okay, it's not bad.
Okay.
It obviously all these games look very shiny and very good and fantastic and incredible, and wow the graphics, and wow the sound, and wow it's smooth, and I'm sure even to the point of wow the animation effects and the levels and design and everything like that. But there's still nothing that's really...
I know what you're saying, and I have to agree with you on that. The launch lineup is not...
It's good. It is solid, but it's very...
It's not acceptable.
It's very predictable.
There's no killer title.
No, there's no killer title, but there's nothing that's exceptionally bad, and they seem to have covered all their basics as well. They got the race, they got the sports, they got the RPG.
I'm looking forward to 99 Nights. Hopefully that won't be too far off. Hopefully that'll be available for the Australian launch, because I think it's going to be there for the Japanese launch.
By the way, I'm not sure if we mentioned it, but the Australian launch is March the 2nd.
Yeah, March 2nd.
2006.
Yeah.
Which is about 4 months away? 3 months away.
It's actually 99 nights.
Really?
From the time they announced it, it was 99 nights to the launch. Which I'm sure they thought was really cool, but no.
I would have been happy if they'd made it like 98, just so we get it one day earlier.
Yeah, I would have been happy if they'd made it, say,
99. 9.
23.
23?
Yeah, or something that was a small number.
Right,
rather than 99.
A smaller number than 99.
Yeah, 99 is big.
Do we? Okay, the other thing is the price that's actually being released for here in Australia has also been launched. I think it's $650 Australian
for the big pack,
which for anyone that doesn't know includes
a hard drive and a subscription to Playboy.
Playboy. Excellent. What about for the girls?
Playboy as well.
Really?
All women are lesbians.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Known fact.
Yeah, stop going to those websites.
I remember a friend of mine once saying, while his girlfriend was present, that every woman is 3 drinks from a lesbian experience. And she looked at him and she was fuming. She said, 2.
You made that up.
No, that's actually true.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm not sure she was serious.
No, I doubt.
But we did give her a couple of drinks.
Just to check.
Just to check.
Okay, so $650 for the premium package, and I mean, really, for anyone who's going, and the other package is $500, I think.
Yeah,
$499 or something like that for.
Yeah, I think so.
It's no hard drive, and it's not the premium Xbox Live subscription, and you don't get a subscription to Playboy.
Yeah.
You get a, I don't know, subscription
FHM.
to FHM. Not that FHM is bad.
No, it's a great magazine.
Great magazine.
We love it. I read it all the time.
I mean, there's no nudity.
No, there's no boobies. Well, there is some. There's no vagina. Not that Playboy has much anyway. It's all a bit hinty.
Look, okay. Are you an expert on the matter, are you?
I am indeed.
The vaginal showings of FHM and Playboy.
Yeah, I am quite knowledgeable in publishing standards.
Right. Well, anyway, what I was trying to say was, getting back to it, is that if you're going to spend $500,
uncomfortable with vaginas.
No, I'm uncomfortable with you talking about vaginas.
He likes men.
I am uncomfortable with you talking about any genitalia at all, which tends to happen rather frequently.
Yeah, especially if I'm drinking. So what were you saying?
The difference between the $500 price point and the $650. I mean, if you're going to spend $500 on a console, you may as well spend it.
I agree totally.
I'm not trying to back Microsoft on this one and push it. And yeah, give them more money.
I wouldn't want to not have the hard drive if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to spend that much, you may as well go.
It's worth pointing out that realistically, to use any backward compatible Xbox games, you need the hard drive because they rely on that hard drive.
Do they?
Yeah. So unless you have that hard drive, most games will be.
Another thing that's interesting is that if you get no games for the system or whatever, are there any games included in those packages? There's probably not, is there?
No.
But when you get it and you connect it to Xbox Live, you can actually download all the demos of all the games that are actually.
You can also buy a few games, including Geometry Wars.
Sorry?
Have you heard of Geometry Wars?
No.
Jeebus came online the other day, and he was like,
is that the one in Project Gotham?
Yeah,
Racing?
exactly, and it's actually being released separately, and it's $5 US.
He bought that game, Project Gotham Racing, just to play Geometry Wars.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Apparently, it's amazing. Apparently, it's really addictive, and it's like $10 US. Sorry, $10 Australian. And $5 US, so it'll probably be 10
through Live.
You can buy it through Live, and it just downloads to the little
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting.
Hard drive. Yeah, I just thought that was cool. And if they're going to have little free puzzle games, I'm down with that. Well, sorry, cheap. Yeah, $5 for a game or $10 for a game is pretty close to free.
Better be a good game. I don't know.
Yeah, well, apparently it is.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is that even if you have the Xbox 360 and you only have one game or something like that, you can download demos for the other games. And considering that the biggest thing about the Xbox 360 at the moment is that it's big, shiny graphics, it's probably a really good idea. I mean,
the ability to download lots of games so you can show people.
Yeah, show off. Check out this, check out this, and they go, wow. But after 10 minutes, they're bored because they get over the shiny graphics anyway. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's good. Actually, that was one thing I always liked about the PSP is that they include demos of other games on each thing, which is cool. Playable demo of another game.
They do that on Xbox games as well. They do that on all games. Yeah, that's
actually pretty common. It's good. It's a good thing now, but you tend to forget. I never check the Xbox games anymore for what freebie demos are on there.
Yeah, me neither.
Used to.
Just lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So what do we think about March? What do we think about that in this? Am I the only one who's really pissed off about that?
You're really pissed off.
Actually, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all.
We're both... I'm a little bit cheesed off because we were actually... We were told there was going to be a bit more fanfare about the actual the Australian Xbox 360.
Well, pretty much promised a big deal. Yeah, and it's not a big deal at all.
It's like they've because they've obviously waited with the Australian launch date to actually say it around the same time of the American release of the 360. I can't see that as coincidence.
No.
I can see them going, we'll launch it in March, but we'll wait until the 360's out in America before we tell anyone in Australia that. And it's like, that's really not good enough.
Yeah.
It's like America, the States gets the 360. Yeah. We get a launch date that's 3 months away. Nothing else. Not even. Nothing.
No deal. No special offer. No promo.
What about anyone who actually buys an Xbox over Christmas?
Yeah, that's what I said. That was what I said.
Yeah. I mean, because they're going to be pushing their games pretty hard. We went to the Xbox Roadshow about a month ago, I think it was,
something like.
And they were really, and that was aimed at retailers and stuff like that. And they were really pushing the existing Xbox games like Need for Speed and Battlefront and Battlefield 2 and like all these games that are coming out on the existing Xbox for this Christmas.
Now, of course, they were only promoting that because there was nothing else to promote. If the Xbox 360 was launched here at the same time, they'd be promoting the 360.
Well, I mean, they did have a 360 there, and they did have a little video presentation about the Xbox 360, saying that it's the next big thing. Look forward to it, sort of thing. That's fine, but they were focused on current Xbox games coming out at Christmas, which means that Microsoft's strategy is push the games that we've got right now, sell them over Christmas sort of thing, really push on these games, and then focus on the Xbox 360 next year. Where's the incentive? I mean, that's just...
No. And it's really a pity, especially in that...
it just feels like a bit of another kick in the teeth sort of thing.
Well...
Not a kick in the teeth, but like just a...
Also, the real strength of that Microsoft have with the 360 in other territories is that they're releasing before the PS3 by quite a lot, but most particularly before the PS3 and before Christmas. Yeah. So they'll be able to get a lot of them out the door, a lot of them into homes.
Well, there's already problems with orders. Like not enough Xbox 360s to actually fill.
Even pre-orders.
Which is a good problem to have. I mean, not for consumers, but for Microsoft. I mean,
I don't know.
Of all the problems you could have, people wanting too many Xboxes.
People wanting them, yes, but not having enough is the problem. I mean, I'm sure they would rather people had them.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I do know what you're saying.
Better than, it comes back and the DVD drive isn't working or something like that.
There have been a few reports of faults.
Really?
Not Microsoft's official line, and it's probably actually a fair one, is that the number of faults that they've had are pretty much in line with any major new bit of hardware, and they're quite minor.
Nothing of the size of like the PlayStation. When it launched, there was PlayStation 2. There was reports of it the DVD drive actually ruining.
Yeah, there've been a few reports like that, but they seem to be fairly isolated.
Okay, that's good.
And Microsoft are handling them.
And I'm sure all the bugs will be ironed out for the PAL release anyway.
Oh yeah, well and truly ironed out.
They better be.
So yeah, I'm just not that happy because
don't get us wrong. We are really excited.
I'm less excited.
You're less excited.
I was like, yeah, this will be cool, and it comes out in January, so just after Christmas, and blah blah blah. And now I'm like, it's March. Screw it. Like, it's March. It's months away. It's not worth getting excited about.
Well, I am. I mean, because everywhere I look online, every game publication that I look at, it's all 360. It's all about 360.
Yeah, but there's no 360.
No, I know that, but well, okay, you can be mediocre.
You got it right. Why did you make up a word
because
after that?
I was afraid, because you always pull me up on that one. I was scared of that
I don't understand why you say medicore. It's not even like
I don't say that anymore.
You just did.
Mediocre. I wasn't sure. You looked at me funny.
It's because you're funny looking. Yeah, I know. I'm seeing the same promos everywhere and stuff, but it's just weird because it is really like Australia's being. I think we're the largest territory that has been ignored. I think we're the biggest market.
We're not ignored. We're just.
We're ignored. We're a last
resort.
But barely as an afterthought.
I mean, yeah. They would have a list somewhere of these are the most important places for us to focus on and stuff like that, and right towards the bottom is probably Australia, sort of thing, because we're not as many people compared to all the other.
Yeah, I know, but even then, I don't. I don't have that. I have two problems with this. One, Microsoft Australia.
Yep.
Surely should be saying. Surely should have put more effort into their own territory. I don't have a problem with Microsoft US or Microsoft, globally, not putting Australia first. I do have a problem with Microsoft Australia not putting Australia first and not pushing harder to get Australia treated like the market we deserve to be.
It's not like Microsoft Australia. It's not like they're not active either. I mean, they are very active within the community, sort of thing. They do promote. They do actually promote a lot of things, and they do actually do a lot of things with fans and all that.
Awesome.
Kind of stuff.
What's your point?
Is that exactly what you're saying is they should. They're no excuse compared to like Nintendo of Australia, which don't even talk to anyone. You can't even get in contact with them. Xbox Australia is actually not too bad in that respect.
So why are they not supporting their fans? Why aren't they going? Hey, let's get some of these happen. Let's get some happening. I mean, obviously they've got to take directives from other people, and we know the system is hard to get. Like there aren't huge numbers of it, and it's been like shipments have been reduced everywhere.
Yeah.
But we're not that big, and surely we deserve the proportion that we deserve as a country.
We deserve something, anything.
Yeah, we deserve something. And the other thing that I have a problem with, and I wonder if because we've seen people online, Australian Xbox websites kind of mention this bit of news, but I have seen no one complaining about it. I have seen no one say, apart from us, because we're, we rule and we're rebels.
Yeah, and damn the man.
And Microsoft haven't given us jack, so we're not giving them jack. But I haven't seen anyone say, this is a long wait, this isn't good enough, I'd like to see more from them. I haven't seen any response except just copy and pasting the press release. And, I'm interested to see what the magazines say, because
they tend to be a bit more.
They have a bit more power, I think, and they're a bit less dependent.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't do the same thing. I hope they don't just go, it's coming out then. It's a long wait, but I want to see someone rail. I want to see someone actually go, this is not cool. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I don't think I'm going to see it though. Everyone just seems to be content to just go, yeah,
it's up
whatever.
to us.
Or say things like, I was reading some comments on a message board where people were saying, I know, should be used to this. This happens all the time. This is always... That's not good enough. That's just because we've been previously molested doesn't mean we have to like it next time. It's not good.
You do.
A little bit.
No, I can see what you're saying. I just
don't care.
It's not that
You're
I don't
complacent.
care.
You're not supposed to be complacent about this.
I'm not.
We started this website because of this. Because we're sick of being treated like an uninteresting, irrelevant market.
Yeah,
now you're like, it doesn't matter.
No, it does. It does matter. It's just I can't see anything changing. You're right. You're absolutely right.
One person can make a difference, guy. No, I know. I agree.
I agree with you, and
we're a little site.
We're
a little site, and really no one, even the people who are listening to this, really don't care what we think. I don't even care what we think, and I don't
care what you think.
Whatever. But there are bigger sites. There are sites that have more clout. There are magazines that have quite a lot of influence. Are they going to use it? I bet they don't. I hate you.
No, it's just like the Jerry Springer thought of the day, sort of to finish up the podcast. So I think it was very, very... Let's all think about that. I agree with you, and I am pissed off, but I'm more interested in the 360 than I am pissed off at the moment. I'm really
interested in. I really want one. Why can't I buy one?
Some of the games I've actually been looking at because there's just been blanket coverage of all the games and stuff, and I've actually now. Previously, I actually wasn't that interested because it was like these all just seemed like fairly standard upgrades of existing games.
Fancy graphics.
With fancy graphics sort of thing. And it was like cool, but I wasn't all that excited about it. And it's only recently that I've actually become a little bit more excited about it. So I'm looking into these games and thinking, yeah, these look great. And then I find out it's not being released here till March next year. It's like, that brings me down a level, but I'm still a bit quite excited about, whereas you've been actually excited about for quite some time, and now that this has actually hit, you've actually taken this quite hard.
Yeah, you make it sound like I cry myself to sleep at night.
Or don't you?
Oh, this Xbox.
I hear it sounds like a little girl sobbing, sort of thing.
That is a little girl sobbing.
I walked right into that one.
Yeah, you did.
It was like as it was coming out of my mouth, I realised, oh no, bad.
I'm a bad person.
So, yeah. Alright, well, look, we're about out of time. It's just been a nice rant today talking about the 360, and if anyone else has any thoughts or really wants to voice their opinions on the launch date of the 360 in Australia,
send us your podcast.
If anyone... Well, I mean, if people feel strongly about it, if gamers feel strongly about it, we really need to
we want to hear from
Microsoft
gamers.
know.
We want to hear from we want to hear from gamers what you think. Is it all right? Are we content to just wait our turn?
As always.
Or are we kind of sick of being given poo on toast and told it tastes awesome?
Do we have any idea when the PlayStation 3 is released in Australia?
2012, I think, is the current schedule.
2012. So that's about the time that Halo 2 gets released. I was actually curious about this because Bill Gates had said, Halo 3 gets released on the Xbox 360 the same time that the PlayStation 3 is launched.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that mean that we get Halo 3 when the PlayStation 3 is launched in the States, or do we have to wait?
Probably the States.
Okay, just checking. Because that would piss me off.
Yeah, that would be funny. But no, they won't care enough about Australia to do that kind of marketing thing.
Okay, right. It's nice to know.
Most likely guess is either early in 2007 or late in 2006.
Fair enough. All right.
I would suspect early 2007 for Australia.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in.
Nah, whatever. See you guys.
See ya.